One of the things I love about Dana is that you know that you will be cared for and loved in his presence. He doesn't demand anything in return. He's not doing it for or in order to gain anything. He's doing it because it's the right thing to do.
I do like how studious he is. He's an excellent student of music, of singing. You know, just as we are preparing for this concert, and when suggestions come up, he's immediately on it and he immediately shifts to those concepts.
He is always wanting to learn new things.
Yes.
He's working on learning how to sing opera. He's always working on figuring out how he can improve his interpretation of the music. He's always holding himself to such a high standard and always trying to raise that standard. I don't think that he ever holds anyone else to a higher standard than himself.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very natural musician.
Yes.
Absolutely. And like, you know, I can sort of feel the decades of experience that he's had with the solo concert pianist and then teaching music to first graders. I mean, I feel like you can't do that without having a very kind of natural attunement to just all the different components of making music.
I think a lot of people who know him now as a singer don't necessarily know that he used to be a professional touring pianist, that he used to teach at a college teaching piano and tour performing as a solo pianist.
You look at Dana, you're going, you were a concert pianist years ago? Oh, okay, now I see it. When you're a pianist, you can look at those chords and identify them, and that helps us progress. All of that experience feeds into what he does with us in rehearsals.
He has just wonderful integrity and grace, you know, the way he treats people and thinks about other people, and he never wavers in that commitment or those behaviors, whether it's his care for Cheryl, you know, 13 years of that type of sacrifice, not getting to do many of the things he loves because he needs to be there for her, but he did it, and not everyone chooses to do that. And I think of all the little things that he does for us, whether it's, you know, the chocolates,
or the Oreos,
or the veggie tray,
yes,
or the pizza. The veggie pizza. And it's not just food, right? But he finds all these little ways to kind of give back in life.
Well, one of the words that I think describes him so much is hospitality. It's wanting to make sure that you feel like you belong. Wherever you are, you belong there.
And it probably needs to be said at this point that the only reason any of us belong here is because he started this.
Yeah.
Right? Like credit to Dana that the Kaleidoscope Quartet started with an email from Dana saying, hey, I'd love you to come over to my house. I'll get some food. We'll make some music. We'll have some fun. That's it. And it was grounded in his hospitality and in his wanting to create a space and home and community for his friends and Cheryl that wasn't there. And he does that everywhere he goes, with every group that he works as a part of and with every space that he's in. He's always been the first to lead with his emotions and just to share what he's feeling.
Yeah.
Right? And wherever we're falling on the spectrum, whether it's, you know, sadness, great sadness and loss, or joy, I think about, you know, multiple rehearsals where he's been the first to openly and willingly kind of break down and cry because of how the music's making him feel. And again, that's a permission that not a lot of people give themselves or give others. I've cried with Dana at the dinner table, just like a frickin' baby, because it was okay to do so with her. And that's one of his very special gifts.
I feel every time we're rehearsing with Dana, I'm catching Principal Dana or Teacher Dana. And for me, that's comforting, because when you work with someone like Dana, who exudes this teacher spirit, you feel safe with them. And with Dana, I always feel safe to express musically or to like work through stuff, because I know he's going to have this graciousness that I feel it makes a good teacher. And I think that helps nurture what we do.
Can we talk about that? The playfulness too, right? Any good
Yes.
teacher knows how to like exude and enter the spirit of a child, and that playfulness is also suffused through the hospitality, the comfort, the
Yes.
safety, and you know it makes everything fun.
Yes.
And I think fun is really important to Dana's ethos. A big driver for doing this was that it would be fun and it would bring joy. And why do we continue to sing? I mean, there's a million reasons to sing, but joy and fun are number one and number two as far as I'm concerned with this group and with Dana.
None of those were the right pitch.
I know.
We're laughing all the time. You know, that deep basso profundo is just great. It's like, I can't do
What a
it.
great invitation.
Yeah,
Yes,
I know.
what a perfect
Yeah,
one.
thank you. Yeah. You
On the count of three, all three of us
Okay,
at
ready,
once.
go.
You ready?
1, 2, 3.
Midnight
Indigo.
Blue.
I didn't hear you.
What did you say? You said indigo.
I heard
It's a little
ow.
bit of purple in it.
Yeah, yeah. That
Okay.
It's a deep, rich color. Midnight blue.
So the color that I see most with Dana is velvet. It's a deep, rich purple, but
Wait, that's a color? Velvet is?
I mean it's a material, but
Sure.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But we're talking
yeah.
about like an
like
indigo velvet,
like
right?
velvet,
Or midnight blue
purple.
velvet, maybe.
Well, like
purple
British.
indigo, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Violet. Let's go with violet. But yeah, that just velvety warmth, softness.
Yeah.
But also, I think it's tinged or fringed with gold. I think it has.
Oh my goodness, I'm
I
loving
think
this.
it has this edge to it
Yeah.
that helps you not get lost in the velvet.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's interesting that you use a royal material and a royal metal because not a color, I know, but like the royalty and gravitas, I associate those things with Dana's voice and his vocal production and just the way he
And
carries
just who he
himself.
is.
And so all those dark colors that go with his voice and surely the royal garb that he is bedecked in our brains, yeah, that tracks. Dana's always talked about how he's had his wee, right, his wee moments. And so in honor of Dana, 1, 2, 3, wee!